Looks like another crime wave has broken out on Saint Pierre. Good thing we have the stars and co-creators of the CBC series next on Brio TV, the podcast. Well, hi, everybody. I'm your host, Bill Brio, and thank you for joining me on another conversation with the people who make the TV we love. This episode, I have two of the stars from CBC's Monday Night Police series, Saint Pierre. Allan Hawco is also one of the co-creators, and Josephine Jobert, who plays opposite Allan as Deputy Chief Geneviève Archambault. This chat was recorded in December in Toronto at the CBC Broadcast Centre. Let's get right to it then, with Allan starting off by reminding me that 20 years has gone by since we first met in St. John's on the set of his first CBC series, The Republic of Doyle.
It's already great.
It is.
Every minute with you is great.
Oh, yeah.
It's been a lot of years.
Well, yeah, I know. It's always great to see both of you, and I really enjoyed the first episode. It was gripping and beautiful to watch, and pretty exciting show. And I saw both Thatchers were in on this thing.
Yeah.
Right. And you and I'm sorry, the other writer of the first,
Robina Lord-Stafford.
Does she live in Orangeville?
Yes.
Okay, I live in Orangeville.
I know. We've talked about this. Just you've got the movie theater, your trailers.
Yeah. So I got to get in touch with her as well. But I thought, and I love all the drone shots that sort of set the place up, because it looks bigger on the drone shot.
Yeah.
First of all, it looks like there could be crime all up and down a bunch of streets.
Yeah.
And but I thought it was very intriguing and more about the characters. Do you find, coming back for season 2, that that's what happens, that you settle more into your characters and that's what drives the stories?
Oh, definitely. We know our characters so well now. I was very excited to be back into Arch's skin.
Yeah.
Because I love her so much.
Yeah.
One thing I was very, not worried about, but I was like, because we're so comfortable now, I don't want to get too comfortable and be like, it's another day at the office. I know my character. I know who she is. I know what I'm doing. And I'm just going to do it without even thinking about it. That was one of my, not fears, but just concerns. Mm-hmm. To be like, okay, like we know what we're doing, but we have to be like very aware of, we need to keep this season, like make it better than season 1, because when you get too comfortable, it's easy. We don't think about the challenge, and we need to challenge ourselves every single day, even though we know what we're doing. So that was my only concern about going back for season 2. But just being her again is such a beautiful gift. Like every morning I'm like, okay, I'm going to be an amazing woman today, and it's going to be so much fun.
Well, do you sit and huddle before you shoot the season and bring that kind of input to the mix when you're getting ready? Do you say, I want her to be this, that, or the other this season?
But it's also very natural. I mean, it's very organic. I don't really I get ready, I read the scripts and everything, but also for me, the magic happens when I'm on set with the other actors, and we just rehearse and we just say the lines together, because it's not just like me being Arch, it's like what is the dynamic between her and the other characters. So as soon as I put my outfit on and I'm just on set and we do the scenes, it's just very natural and it's so obvious and it's just very easy, because it's also very well written. I mean, the character already exists on the paper, which is not always the case. Sometimes you read a script and you're like, okay, I get an idea of who this person is, but I need to create something. And we always bring a little bit of our own personality into a character. But I mean, she's already so alive on the paper that it makes it so easy for me to just be her. Yeah.
And how do you really think about that balance between sort of edge and attraction, because these are two people who have both, you made the point that you saved her life,
Oh, in season 1, yeah.
We both saved each other.
Yeah, well,
just saying.
No, you're right. But in the first episode back,
yeah.
you had to rub it in. But yeah, like that's a tricky balance, right? And you need to be conscious of it, and it's there. So how do you manage that? How do you write it?
It's interesting because it's like you can. I mean, obviously we're manufacturing it, but it does have to come from a place of like authenticity, character, and also like just two actors playing together. And I feel like with Josephine, it's like, first of all, we're together all the time. So like we talk all the time, all day, every day. And so, if, in terms of your earlier question about Josie's input, like Robina and I don't typically go to the cast and go like, what do you think? But, we're always talking and we're always listening. And like, I like to think of myself as a pretty good listener. So it's like, if Robina and I are planning something, or if Josephine is like mentioning this would be cool, or, this, it's never necessarily formal, but it's like, if it works for the story, we end up kind of running with it. Like a tiny example of that is in episode 10. The episode opens in a firing range and that was your idea, Josephine's idea. Wouldn't it be cool if we did this thing? And then I never forgot it, and then pitched it to Robina, and Robina loved it. And it might not have been in, I think you might have pitched it in season 1. I can't remember anymore, but it ended up in season 2. But it's like such a cool sequence, by the way.
I love it.
And so it's like organic contributions from the cast. And then there's a whole other layer of like what Josephine just very articulated so well is like what the actor brings to it starts to inform the writing organically in terms of Arch started as a person in my mind, okay? Like, I had an idea of who this character was.
Right.
Then I meet Robina, and Robina and I start working on it. Then our writers join us, and then, our producers are contributing, and then the network is contributing, and then there's all of these voices. But in my mind, I saw her a certain way, and Robina saw her the exact same way.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Like, we haven't had a debate about, Robina and I have never had an argument about, like, we've had like healthy debate like twice where I was wrong both times. Swear honestly, and like there was a couple of times where, but Robina's such a good listener, and we really kind of flush that out. But then there's the time when the actor takes the part, and then it becomes so like Josephine, and I'm not just saying this because we're doing this. Like Josephine saw exactly what I thought the character was the very first time I thought of this character. And then the same thing happened with Robina, and then Josephine takes and then wears the skin of this person, and then it becomes something else completely. Yeah. And like I think a lot of our actors do that organically, and then we start writing to it.
Back with Allan Hawco and Josephine Jobert after this message.
Here on the Mountain of Entertainment, we take crime off the streets and bring it right into your living room. We're throwing the book at boredom with every episode of Matlock, Watson, Elsbeth, and the biggest crime lineup you've ever seen. You have the right to remain entertained.
Stream Paramount Plus from $6.99 a month.
You're gonna need backup here.
Paramount Plus.
And now more with the stars of Saint Pierre. Are you good with a gun? Was that what you wanted to get into the firing range?
She's good with everything. You are like insanely technically good at everything.
But it's a tricky. They did a test. There was a series here in Toronto, and they had a bunch of reporters. They got us all set up with a ballistics expert, and we took some shots. And I remember just how specific it was and things. But you've had some practice in other shows, or
I've done I did another show called Death in Paradise, but we had no guns. It was very like a family show and very light, and so no guns. And I have done another one. It was like a TV series, and but in France, we don't really have training. It's not really our thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's very sad because we should. I don't I hate guns in real life, but for some reason, like on screen, I think they look. It's pretty cool. I mean,
Really?
we are cops, so we need guns. You know what I mean? It's the badass thing of
Right.
being a cop, and
Sure.
that, and the shooting range scene was very, very cool to do.
Who hit the target? That's what I'm just. Who's got the better?
Well, that's the
whole thing.
That's the
like,
gag
yeah.
of
Oh,
their
okay.
competition with
Yeah.
each other.
Oh,
Right?
cool.
Yeah.
All right.
We're always in competition. Yeah, we're always teasing each other. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
And these are pistols, like little police guns.
Yeah, so like my favorite thing about guns that we use is they don't hurt people.
Okay.
They don't work. They don't fire anything.
Oh, okay. So you put the effects in later.
Yeah,
Okay.
we don't use real
Good.
anything, and never from anything I've ever produced, we've never used real ammo or real blanks.
That's smart.
It's just
Yeah.
easier, simpler, less It's obviously less dangerous,
Yeah.
but there's also like a level of comfort then that you can work with it. And I'm with you. Like I really, I've always been like. Enjoy playing with them,
Right.
but the ones I like playing with don't hurt anyone.
Right. Okay.
They
That
don't.
makes sense.
They don't do.
We don't. Oh, we.
11.
Oh, there we go.
We don't kill people for real.
Yeah.
Well, that's a
on sets.
relief.
There's no. Yeah.
Good.
yeah.
Like when I was doing, I've done like lots of or a number of military stuff where you get
Yes.
to play with that kind of stuff, and
Yeah.
like it's always fun to play guns, but
H2O and all that stuff.
and no, I don't think anyone, it's just like, ugh, why do we need them? But
Right.
it is like, it's a fun thing to have, like when they're airsoft pistols.
I would bet. You've got a sort of a new bad guy, I guess, the person in charge of the division there now. And so when you were shaping season 2, it looks like that's going to be a season-long story arc, I imagine, or who knows? I don't know yet. Maybe it's resolved earlier. But is she a bad guy, or is she just someone who we don't know something key about that's going to come up later on in the season?
Well, Maxime Watt plays Prefect Diard. So the prefect in Saint Pierre is like our official position that we've co-opted for the use of our story. And in real life, they are in charge of the police force. So, but they don't necessarily get involved. And of course, our police force is fictional, but in our story,
But she's an ex-cop.
yeah,
Right.
who's now prefect, so she thinks, one of your lines is like, she's worse, she's an ex-cop who thinks she knows the job better than us. So she is certainly a thorn.
Right.
Whether she's a bad guy or not, she's throughout the whole series. That's
You find out in episode 10?
Episode 10, you find out some things.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you don't. Episode 10 is actually an amazing episode.
Yeah.
It's a great, fun thing where you do learn a lot about her. But there is a series arc with her throughout the season.
Do you leave the island at all this season?
No.
Okay.
That's a choice, too. Like,
Yeah.
Rabina and I talked about that earlier. Like, do we do St. John's story? And I'm like, no, we live in this world. I don't want to. We don't even know it enough to leave yet. Maybe season
too soon,
3. Yeah.
I haven't seen enough to know if you're on the water as much. I know when your pilot episode, there were scenes on the boats and everything back and forth. Do you use that to broaden the landscape again, or?
Do we go on a boat again?
Not really, but
No.
but there's a line when I say, because there's an episode about like
Oh yeah, no, we do go in the water.
Oh yeah.
In the water.
Okay.
Yeah, not you and I.
no, but like the story.
The show does, yeah.
Yeah. And I have a line that I say, so you I don't know, like you puke when you're on the water, but yet you're okay. You can be under the water, but on the water.
Right.
And he says, I'm a mystery to myself. Yeah, like I make fun of him because like, what are you? Because I think you tell me that you've been skydiving before.
Deep scuba diving.
Scuba diving.
Both of us are
Skydiving
divers.
is. Sorry, I'm French. Okay, sometimes
okay.
I struggle with English.
I'm English. I struggle with English.
Yeah. And I make fun of him because like, okay, so you can be under the water, but you puke when you're on the water.
Yeah, that's it. And it's there's a shipwreck episode.
Sur le. How do you say under the water in French? Sur le eau. Sur le.
Sous l'eau.
Sous l'eau. Sous l'eau. Okay.
Sous l'eau.
So I try a little bit.
Yeah.
A petit peu.
Yeah,
right?
it's
Better than me.
It's embarrassing. I have a French surname, and I have aunts and uncles who are mad at me for not being more bilingual.
Yeah,
for
but
sure.
it's hard.
Well, no excuse. No excuse.
Thank you.
We'll be back after this short message. Hey, it's a brand new year. Time once again to speak with Emily Gagne at Hollywood Suite. Emily, what have you got for us this month?
Well, we've got a brand new exclusive series. This is the Canadian premiere of Elizabeth Taylor, Rebel Superstar. This is a docu-series about Elizabeth Taylor that's produced by Kim Kardashian. There's a bunch of famous faces in it, but best of all, there's just some great footage of Liz.
Wow, one of the great Hollywood screen legends. Interesting, Kim Kardashian presenting Elizabeth Taylor, one diva to another, right?
Yes, exactly. So
Cool.
if you're into old Hollywood and, new Hollywood, I think this show's for you. But if you're into more like old school movies, we've got some of the best movies of all time.
Some of the all-time biggest blockbusters?
Yeah, the blockbuster that started it all, Jaws. We finally have it. We also have Jaws 2 if you're into non-blockbusters.
Right.
And we have one of my favorite movies, the movie that made me fall in love with movies, E.T. We have it finally.
When that bicycle went over the moon, you went over with it. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly, Bill.
Awesome.
Exactly.
Well, that's a sweet film, and it's a good place to show it. Hollywood Suite coming up this month. Thank you, Emily.
Thank you, Bill.
And we're back with Fitz and Arch, better known as Hawco and Jobert. Now, your show has this perfect opportunity to bring in guest stars. Is there anybody coming up that we should know about?
Oh no, you're the best person to answer this.
Because I know them all.
Because I know them now, but I mean, I'm
Yeah.
inside,
Alan Doyle, perhaps? Is he?
Alan's not a... don't put... Now I got to burn for Alan Doyle. Gross shows up this year.
Does he?
All Gross, yeah.
Oh, cool. Nice.
Kathleen Monroe from Law & Order shows up.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
We have... basically, and this is like the stock answer for it, but it's true. Every week there's like 5 new people who show up.
Yeah.
So like we've got like a lot of really cool actors. A lot of people I've wanted to work with who I haven't. A lot of people I've never met before. A lot of people I'm discovering. Like it's a really interesting. Like there's nothing I love more than acting. I don't think. And the chance to work with so many different people, and you really get to know like. Josie's like ready, When shows up for work, she's ready. She's ready to go, ready to do anything. You said earlier about rehearsal, like we don't rehearse. I won't rehearse. I hate rehearsal because rehearsal you can lose. If you show up as a guest star and you're trying to audition for the scene, for the job while we're rehearsing, so I sabotage our rehearsals.
And you've got Two-Take Vasher, who's...
All of it. Right? Really, it's all, like, if you're doing more than 2 takes with...
I know the guy.
Yeah.
Which is good. No, that's great. Yeah.
And it's like, because time, we don't have a lot of resources, we're spread thin and we're moving at a pace, so... Like if an actor shows up and wants to show us that they're ready, but in the scene while we're rehearsing... I will usually blow it up by making fun of anything. Unless they have a real emotional thing that you don't want to mess with them. But if it's... Because I'm like, let's not blow what magically can happen here while we're all talking while no one's shooting. Like, let's make sure we all know our lines and know what we're doing, know what the scene's about, and then let's not sort of set stuff.
And you're working in a very contained place. And... so you've had a season now, and you're doing your second season. What is the difference between the locals? Have they really embraced you in the show? Or are you finding encounters with folks at Saint Pierre, they recognize it, or what's the feedback?
Oh yeah, they know us now, and we know them. So every time you go back to Saint Pierre, it's very nice to see the people, like familiar faces, and how are you doing? Even like the people who do the extras, like we are the same people who play the other police officers in the background and everything. Yeah. So yeah, but as you said, they don't really care about us, but not in a bad way. It's just
they let you do your work.
Yeah, like do your thing, we'll do our thing, and just everything's going to go well. And it's just a good collaboration.
They're so generous and they're like gracious.
Yeah, they're so cool. It's so cool.
Cool is the perfect way to be.
Yeah,
because they
so chill.
They're not like angry or impressed.
Right.
And it's like
so they're French.
Yeah, but it's also like
French can be very angry.
Well, true.
Yeah.
It's also very Newfoundland because it's like Newfoundlanders are.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, great. You're a huge movie star. That's awesome. Like, are you a tool? Mm. Like, if you're not a tool, great. We like you. If you are, then like you can go away. And I feel like that Saint Pierre is an entire place.
Yeah.
It's like, are you guys gonna? Are you? You hear, okay, you're cool.
Yeah, then we're good.
That's a good way to judge everyone, I think, right?
Mm-hmm. It's my favorite way, for sure. It's like, yeah, but are you too?
Yeah, you don't want to dig too deep. I just love you driving around in Renaults and stuff, police cars. Is that what they have on the island, or do you do that on purpose to dress the set? Or
so so there used to be a time in Saint Pierre where there was no passenger ferry. This is before your time there, where all the cars were all French. Mm. There were no North American vehicles there.
Well, really? Okay.
No. And
Citroën and Renault and
all of the European cars. And then when they brought the passenger ferries in, obviously giving locals access to, easier way to get. There's now more like pickup trucks and stuff like that around. But we definitely try to, in every aspect of the show, trying to hone in on the fact that it is not Canada.
Right.
It is really not.
Smart, yeah.
Because it's not.
In the first episode, there's a scene you're driving it like it's the old Pontiac, and you do a 360.
Where her
hair goes whoop.
Right. So did you insist on trying that a couple of times before somebody else drove it, or did you do it yourself?
Well,
you won't let anyone do it.
What?
You enjoyed it so much.
Yeah.
You're not going to let anyone do it.
Well, you didn't have the special brake thing on this car, probably. Right?
So, did someone tell you about this?
Do we really want to?
No.
Did I tell you?
No, but I've been back in the day on your.
There's a whole story here, Bill.
Okay,
it's weird.
Let's hear it.
You really,
I want to hear this story because I've sat in the blue car and
with me.
Yes.
Yeah.
And saw how that worked.
So Josie's right. I love doing my own driving stuff, and I've been doing it for years. So we've got these two cars, these McGanns, and we had a shipping issue getting the stunt McGann to us, and by the time it got to us, we had like 5 minutes to install because it doesn't have a handbrake, and they're all computerized.
Okay.
But the interior of the car is a Renault, which is this tiny little coupe.
Right.
That's the stuff that you see that I just did just a regular handbrake, 180. Easy. We had like a full rig on the car, and I had like 4 feet because the day we showed up, because it's Saint Pierre, someone just parked their van there. So like it was in the way, so I had to scoot around the van. We locked it off and everything, but we couldn't find the owner of the van. Anyways, so the interior of the shot.
Filming in Saint Pierre.
Yeah.
Could have been a whole new episode.
We did that stunt turn real easy.
Yeah.
We did it like 3 times with the full camera rig on the thing. Easy. Yeah. Then we had to do the exterior of it with the McGann, and you weren't in the car with me, which you were pissed at me about.
A little bit, yeah.
You wanted to be in the car.
Yeah, she likes to be there. And
I want to be part of the action, but also all the driving stunt. I mean, he enjoys it so much as he goes for it, and I get sick at the end of the day. So I'm like, I want to be a part of it, but also if you can just give me a break because I don't want to throw up in the car. But I was a little bit upset. I was like, what?
And the belly brake we put in there, the handbrake didn't function properly for me because it was so stiff.
They never do.
Well,
your handbrake, right?
Yeah, I mean, we were putting a handbrake in it. We still haven't resolved this issue. So, because it's a French car, anyway, so I couldn't do it. It's the first time in my career that I couldn't do a car stunt. It's the first and only time it's ever happened to me. I'm still not over it. Glenn Redmond jumped in the car, our stunt coordinator. I was like, Glenn, you got to do it for me. And he blew the first take, and the second one he nailed it. And it was like, I was like, okay, fine. I'm still not over it. I'm still pissed about it. It's because
you should have seen him. He was.
I'm sorry for bringing.
I'm still
But I
okay.
knew you relish those things. I wanted to hear how that happened.
It screwed up my whole day.
Yeah.
And like I'm still not over it.
Still a bit grumpy.
Maybe your turn for car stunts next time. That way,
She's an excellent driver.
I can do like intense driving. I can do that. I enjoy it. But all the spinning and I'm not trained. I don't think I think I could do it because I think I can do anything.
Sure.
It's one of my toxic traits. I think I can do anything. But yeah, maybe next season if we have one.
I'm getting to wrap it up. Just one last question. Just is anything else coming up this season we should know about that we haven't talked about? Is there some high point? Is there a surprise? Is there a
there's tons of twists, right? So there's
serial killer.
Opening episodes looks like a serial killer thing, and there was a serial killer past. There's stuff with Arch and Tim Rosen.
Yeah, plays Dr. Theo.
Oh yeah, we meet. Yes, okay.
Yeah,
He's a psychologist,
right?
And there's like a little love triangle there. Well, love interest. I guess it's not triangle, but
no, it's how. Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's very well written.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's a slow play and
step by step, baby steps. Yeah,
it's pretty neat. It's pretty, and he's a wonderful actor.
Right. Your character did not seem that welcoming. A little bit of tension there, I think.
Yeah, because there's this like vibe of like, what's his game? And then it's like, is Fitz jealous, and is he allowed to be jealous? Are they,
right?
And so that kind of messes with Fitz's radar.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun to play. And then there's like all these really cool, really interesting delving into worlds episodes. There's like a plane episode. There's like, it's just, there's, there's a great thing too we haven't even talked about is like some of our other characters, there are episodes that we really, there's like an episode where we get to know a lot about Renouf, for example, and his past, and that's all through the plot. And Jean-Michel is such a wonderful actor, and the same thing with Erica and Patty. We get to kind of, like, as you go deeper into a season and you've got these characters that are, supporting characters, for lack of a better word, you really get time to kind of get to know them too. Sort of, and you watch them elevate their game, and everyone gets a little bit better and better at their job.
You see that in the scenes I watched in that first episode too. There's some fun stuff with those guys that come to the fore. It's fun. I guess I got to let you go. I'm sorry, but thank you. Congrats on season 2. Well, my thanks again to Allan and Josephine from Saint Pierre. The series airs Monday after Murdoch on CBC. Next week on Brio TV, the podcast, catch the second half of our deep dive into this series and a conversation with the co-creator and the woman with the coolest name in television production, Robina Lord-Stafford. She just happens to live in my town of Orangeville, Ontario, and she came over and we had a great conversation at the kitchen table about the series, as well as other shows she has worked on in recent years, such as Wild Cards, Pretty Hard Cases, and Frankie Drake. If you're a writer or a wannabe writer for television, you'll want to hear her story. My thanks as always to Phil Hong, who patched all these parts together from his home office in Vaughan, Ontario. Kudos, as always, to BJ Del Conte and Paul Boudra, as well as the late, great Stephen Dudley, for the music heard on these episodes. And finally, thanks to you, listener. Hey, if you liked what you heard, please spread the word. I'm Bill Brio. Thanks for listening.